That is Mother Nature. Ferocious, powerful, fierce, and devastating. So hello everyone, hope you are doing great. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another bright sunny day from the middle of Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful Atlantic Ocean with a beautiful sunny day. In the starting video you have already seen one of the toughest weather we have seen in a while in this winter Atlantic. That was really the nightmare, the toughest one we have seen in a while. The sea is not always like this, calm, composed and beautiful. As you have already seen in the video, the sea from this to this can become in just a matter of few days. These type of storms are very common in Atlantic Ocean, especially during the winter season. But what about the ships, the mariners, the sailors sailing on these ships? How do they survive these ferocious storms at sea? So let's start this video and answer all your questions in this video. So join me in preparing this vessel for the rough weather. Join me to prepare this ship for this ferocious storm we are expecting ahead. The storm ahead on the passage is getting bigger and bigger day by day, and it's covering almost all the Atlantic, full Atlantic, North Atlantic area. Let me show you the effect. You see the swell direction is from this side, it's coming from this direction. Storm is passing north of us, and the effect of that storm, the swell is coming from this direction, and the swell is not that much. But because we are in light condition, we are in ballast condition, we are not loaded now, so ship is very light, and even with the small swell like this, the ship is behaving like this. You see the ship has already started rolling like this, even with such a small. If you see outside, you will see that it's a very calm sea, not much of strong wind or not much of swell, but still with this long swell coming from this direction, ship is already started rolling. So it would be a difficult task to pass this storm, but we are sailors. We are prepared for this. We will prepare for this storm, and we have to prepare this vessel well to pass this storm. Next few nights would be difficult. Last few nights were already difficult because of this movement. I know we have to do a lot of preparations for this storm this time. So the very first step to prepare the vessel for this kind of rough weather is to get the weather forecast, to see what we are going to get first. So get the weather forecast is the first step. I've already asked the second officer, the navigating officer, to get the latest weather forecast. Of course we have the latest softwares. I'll show you in a while the software what we use for weather forecast, but the traditional ways to get the weather facts and the SATC messages, that supersedes all these things. So let me show you how we get the weather facts and weather messages from SATC first. So let me show you how we receive the weather message from the satellite. So these are the weather messages what we receive. This is the message. If you can see, this is the location where it is developing. The height of highest wave is mentioned here, is the hurricane warning. This is again a hurricane force wind warning. These are the gale warning. So there are two low pressures which are developing. One is the low with the center. This is the position of the storm moving southwest and north, and second center of this position northerly 15 knots, and then this is the wind forecast, which 30 to 45 knots in sea from 14 to 28 feet. So these are the kind of weather message what we receive from satellite, and this is our weather facts machine. So this is the latest weather facts what we have received. It is somewhat showing that this is a low pressure which is developing, and this is the second low pressure which is developing behind us. We are somewhere here. This is Bay of Biscay, this is Europe, this is Iceland, Greenland. We are somewhere here. We have to cross and go here, USA. So we can't cross like this. Normally we are taking a great circle passage like this. Because of these storms in North Atlantic, we will not be taking this patch. We are going somewhere like this, southerly course, and then from here, just avoiding these low pressures, we'll go proceed like this. So this is going to be our passage to avoid this storm, and this is how our weather facts looks like. And this is the traditional method to see the weather forecast, the weather ahead which we are going to get. Then next we have is the software which gives exact information and hourly information we can get, and it gets updated really quickly, and it's internet based, so we don't have to wait for a particular time to receive these messages like the paper one or the satellite or the weather facts. So the software is pretty accurate, and of course it's online, on time. Let me show you that one. So let's take a look at this weather situation now. This is the Atlantic Ocean, this is UK, this is France, Spain, Bay of Biscay. We are coming somewhere from here, Europe, and we have to go here and America, USA. So normally in the good weather we are taking a passage like this, a great circle track going directly to USA. But because of this storm which is developing, and as I showed you on the weather facts, there are two storms following each other coming from this area. So like this is the situation now, and it is covering almost full Atlantic Ocean. It is covering full Atlantic Ocean, so there is no place to go. So we have planned the route in such a way that we'll drop down from here. Instead of going through here, we'll be coming down as I showed you on the map, and we'll go from here. So this is how a real-time situation. This is a live weather forecast. So with respect to the weather I just showed you, we have to optimize and amend the route in such a way that prioritizes safety of all the crew members, the safety of vessel and the cargo. The route might be a bit longer, but has to be the safest option out there. To get the best possible optimized route and assist in our weather planning, we are going to use the weather routing services. Weather routing services are the specialized services that provide ships with the optimized route, minimizing the impact of the adverse weather conditions during the voyage, and give us the best route analyzing the weather forecast in our voyage. These services assist in optimizing our route to improve the fuel efficiency and better speeds during the voyage. Let's start preparing this vessel for the upcoming bad weather. So let's start with this checklist to prepare the vessel for the upcoming bad weather. Because precaution is better than cure, and remember, when the disaster strikes, the time to prepare has already passed. And if you are watching this channel for the first time, before we start preparing this vessel for the storm, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, like this video, just subscribe to this channel so that I'll get some motivation to make more videos from the middle of nowhere and show you more interesting and informative videos, and show you this ghost life, the life of the sailors, the life at sea. So let me take you inside and show you the checklist, show you the preparation checklist, how we have to start with preparing the deck, engine and galley, all the departments at sea. There is a checklist for each department. Let me show you the checklist for navigation. Let's start with this preparation. So this is our navigating in rough weather checklist. So here the point says the master and departmental heads informed, engine room informed, and main engine is put on rough weather mode. We have reduced the speed, helmsman is standby, and confirmation of heavy weather checks on deck, galley, engine room. So these 5 and 6 points, I'll get back to this one. Course and speed adjusted. As I explained to you earlier, we have to avoid the swell on our beam so that vessel will not roll much. Working on deck stopped and controlled by permit to work system. So from tomorrow onwards, nobody is allowed to go on deck. From morning, we will be only working inside the accommodation or only keeping the watches, and nobody would be allowed to go without my permission on deck. Weather reports obtained, weather reports monitored. Vessel routing, as I explained to you, we'll be using a weather routing service for this voyage, so that must be reviewed. Hourly records of weather condition. If any change, the duty officer is expected to inform master. In the dark hours, also if there is any severe vessel's behavior, master must be informed. And any weather wind of Beaufort scales 9 and above and swell of 6 meters and above, office must be informed. Then general action to mitigate the bad weather must be taken, including the heave to. This I'll explain to you later on. And the last is danger message as per SOLAS chapter 5 should be transmitted wherever it is applicable only. So that's it for this navigation preparation checklist. But as it is mentioned here in point number 5 and 6, confirmation for heavy weather checks on deck, galley, engine room. So these preparations are also required on deck and engine room for preparing the vessel for heavy weather. Let's see the preparations on deck first. Let's go with the deck, and then I have to change first. I'll change and continue this on deck. So ready for going on deck, but first the personal protective equipment, the PPE is must to go on deck. So we are ready. Let's go on deck now. And for going on deck, the most important thing, we cannot shoot with this camera now. We have to use this intrinsically safe camera. This camera we have to use when we are going on deck. Forward of accommodation will not be able to use this camera and or any other mobile. For that factor we have to use this intrinsically safe camera. So all the shots which you will see from here onwards on deck will be shot on this camera, the intrinsically safe camera, which is safe on deck to use on these gas tankers.
On deck, starting from the forward, the most important item to check is the anchor. Anchor must be properly lashed, and during the preparation for heavy weather, anchor lashings must be inspected and tightened if required. Next, we must put all the loose ropes on the mooring winches and preferably be covered to prevent any damage. Now on the open deck, all the areas must be checked and nothing should be left loose on deck. All the loose items must be properly secured with wire lashings. All heavy items like reducers must be checked for securing.
During such rough weather, the safety of the vessel, safety of the crew is always the top priority. We are taking all these precautions on deck and also in engine room to make sure that all the items, all the loose items are secured to prevent anything from getting damaged or damaging the ship property. And also we are keeping a very close eye on the weather forecast to make sure we are well prepared for any kind of changes which we expect or anticipate during the voyage in the heavy weather precautions. Let's go to the engine room now and see the preparations, the precautions which we have taken in engine room. This is the most important place as a lot of heavy items are there to be secured in the engine room. Let's go.
Inside the engine room, all the areas must be checked and nothing should be left loose. All the loose items must be properly secured with proper lashings. As an engine room, we have a lot of spare parts, tools and even machinery, so nothing should be left unsecured as this can get damaged due to the vessel's movement in such rough weather, and one small loose item can run around and damage the ship's property or cause injury to someone. Also, the engine room crane must be secured and lashed.
So guys, after checking the preparations on deck and engine room, it was the time for lunch break. So just finished with this delicious lunch. That is the benefit of actually sailing with the Indian crew. You get very good Indian food on board the ship. Once we are done with the lunch, now let me show you the preparations what we have done in the accommodation or mess room, galley, what all precautions are there, what all securing arrangements are there in the mess room. Starting from here in the mess room, you will see all these chairs. They have this kind of a rope to prevent it from rolling around. Here also you will see one more. These are the lashings which we keep. So now we are in the kitchen, the galley of the ship. So how difficult is it to make the food when the ship is rolling around like this? This is what chief cook uses on the hot plate. These are, you can see from the side, these are detachable barricades which is used when he is preparing the food here on the hot plates and the vessel is rolling around. These are the barriers. He can shift it here or here or here according to the pan which he is using. Similarly, this is the anti-skid mat which is used to prevent anything from skidding around on the vessel in case of any rough weather or rolling. So this is the conference room for any visitors coming from the shore. So like this is also secured. This is only a room for any visitors coming from the shore. Also things are secured like this. You will see all the chairs are well secured to prevent any kind of damage. During the rough weather or rolling, what I have showed you initially, the video clips, so these chairs can move around or damage the ship's property. So prevent any kind of damage, all these chairs, they have small hooks down below. So either they are lashed with these hooks or with a rope to prevent them from running around during the rough weather. So all set inside the accommodation. In the galley, we have already checked the deck, engine room, Navigation bridge is already prepared, so we keep a very close eye on the anticipated weather or the weather forecast ahead, so that in case of any changes in that, we can amend our plan. So today evening we are going to have a passage plan meeting with all the bridge team, so that everybody is on the same page. We all know that what all precautions we are going to take, what is the exact route we are going to take, what is the latest amendment in the route what we are going to take. So that's it from here. Let's go back to the bridge. So with respect to the preparations for this upcoming heavy weather, everything on deck and engine room has been checked and everything is well secured and the checklist is complied. So we are ready, all set to face this storm ahead in the Atlantic Ocean. And with respect to the preparations inside the cabin, inside the accommodation, the table has been pushed on one side to keep it secured. All the equipments which were here, all my laptop and lights and equipments have been pushed inside the accommodation. Everything is secured, everything is in the drawer, ready for this rough weather ahead. It was literally a tough night. Hardly slept for 2-3 hours. Difficult. Yeah, but that's how the life is. So everybody, I think most of the people must have slept maybe 2-3 hours in between, and it was a difficult night. The life on board can be really challenging, especially in these kind of rough weathers. So right now, as you can see, we are on reduced speed now. In this kind of weather, we reduce the speed, because if we are going on full speed, the swell will crash on our bow and this can cause a lot of damage. Let me take you outside again. So the swell we are keeping either on this direction, so that it doesn't roll much. If it is on the beam, it starts rolling, or else the other option is we keep the swell in this direction towards our astern. So that's how the handling part in this kind of rough weather, when you are around or nearby a low pressure area. So that's how we do ship handling in this kind of weather. So this is the storm which I was telling you just now. This is a storm which is covering almost full of North Atlantic Ocean. Almost escaped from this storm from the corners, almost took this corner voyage and passed the storm. So guys, that's it from this vlog. Hope you guys liked this, enjoyed this first-hand experience of life at sea during such heavy weather. The wind is still strong, the after effects of the storm is still going on. Hope you guys like this bumpy ride, and if you enjoyed this journey, the preparation during the heavy rough weather and the real life bumpy ride experience, do give a big thumbs up to this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed, and that will motivate me to make more such interesting and informative videos, informative vlogs at sea. And do comments and let me know how you like this video, and if anything special you want to see on board the ship, do let me know in the comment section. See you all from the next video, another video from the middle of Atlantic Ocean. Take care, bye bye, have a nice day. This is Captain Rahul Chadha signing off. Have a nice day, bye bye.